Hi, I'm Sarah from the upcoming. So lovely to speak to you. Maybe you could just kick off with a brief introduction to your film, Costa Brava, Lebanon. Tell us a bit about people who don't know anything about it. What can they expect?
It's the story of a Lebanese family in Lebanon that decided that they lost hope in their country and in the world, and so they create a little self-sustainable paradise in the country in Lebanon, where they basically try to create the magic and the poetry they've lost in their everyday life in the city. But their little paradise is destroyed when the government decides to build an illegal garbage landfill outside their fence, which brings reality to their closed doors.
What led you to want to put this very particular story on the big screen?
I was always interested in talking about family and the truth that comes out of people when they're put under pressure. And that pressure in the case of Lebanon is, the country and the obstacles that it places onto intimate lives. What's the personal cost of the political mafia that is ruling the country? What's the personal cost that we pay? And so I was interested in talking about that.
And how did you assemble your cast? And, what was your experience of actually filming the film?
I've had a cast that was a mix between known actors like Nadine Labaki and Saleh Bakri and non-actors like the grandmother or the kids. And I think the great challenge was to not find the best actors, but find the best family. So you could have a great actor that's not completely in touch with the other actors. So we really built an incredible family. And one anecdote is that the 8-year-old girl, which everyone is falling in love with at festivals, is played by twins, and people don't know that when they watch the film. Yeah, yeah.
And, what about kind of the look and feel of the film? How did you want the aesthetic to come across, and how is that going to contribute to telling your story?
This is a film that starts in a, paradise, but slowly it starts feeling like it's actually an open air prison or even a bunker. What we wanted to create with the cinematographer Joe Saadi is a sense that the paradise slowly starts getting destroyed. The colors become slowly colder and colder, invaded by the dust and the blueness that the garbage landfill brings to their warm lives.
Obviously, it's a fictional story, but what did you want it to say about your reflections on Lebanon, and what do you want people to take away from watching it?
Just making this film was somehow an act of resistance because we made it at a time where it seemed crazy to make anything after the explosion in Lebanon. And I think what I want people to take away for the film is just an understanding of the Lebanese struggle about not knowing where our safe spaces are anymore.
And we were talking in the panel earlier about being a female filmmaker, but also, we can talk about maybe having female characters front and center. And perhaps that's something we didn't see as much in the past, but we're seeing more of an appetite for and happening more often. So was that something that was very important to you? So, women both in front and behind the camera.
Yeah, the filmmaking crew naturally was filled with. There's a lot of female characters in the film and a lot of female colleagues in the crew. This comes naturally to me. I mean, there's so many talented women around me, and I'm lucky to collaborate and work with them. And, in Lebanon, the film industry is this almost anti-system thing. Like, so even the men in the film industry are men that are very different than those that you want to run away from.
And what do you think is unique about what women can bring to cinema?
I think every human being is unique, and what women, it depends on every woman, but I think that women, for a very long time, didn't have the chance to speak about tell their stories in a way that's unfiltered and that's really welcomed. And I think now is a time where it's time to scream. And I think there are so many stories to tell. And hopefully doors will continue opening to make up with the lost time.
How does it feel to have your film here at London Film Festival? And, what do you think the differences might be showing your film to, an audience in your home country versus European or international audience?
Honestly, the BFI has been incredible. The screenings have been very emotional. I feel like people really came with an open heart to watch my film. The questions they asked were so empathetic and interesting. And apart from the British and international audiences that connected with the film, there was a lot of Lebanese expats, and their presence in the room was particularly moving to me because these are people who really relate to what the story is about. They have found a second home here, often because Lebanon has made them feel unsafe. And I think that we all love Lebanon so much, and I think we want to forget about our love for it, and we can't. And I think that it triggered an interesting debate.
And can you quickly tell us what you might work on next? Have you got your sights set on another project yet, or?
I've been developing for a couple of years now different stories, one of them in the format of a TV show, the other one a second feature. And I'm exploring, I'm diving deeper in the relationship between female sexuality and trauma.
Fascinating. Well, thanks so much for sharing all that with us. Enjoy the rest of the festival. Thank you very much. Cheers.